Westbound again for us, westbound towards the sunset, westward to the valley. My daughter, 13, the reason for this westbound trip. A weekend, an agricultural show, her hobby, passion even. 13, a city girl, and into country things, sheep to be exact, if you can believe it. Her task to demonstrate the abilities to judge sheep, but more about that later. We charge over rolling hills in the late afternoon sun. That sun casting golds across the fields and shining blinding light into our eyes. Accompanying us, my 11-year-old, glued to the screen in true modern fashion. We pass territory not unfamiliar to me, but never fails to make me smile, especially in this midwinter sunset. First, we check in at a surprisingly well-stocked 3-star and swap school uniforms for leather boots and button-downs. The showground, a place called Gatton, is just a short drive away. The sun now setting to hues of oranges and pinks, contrast perfectly to the garish, grinding neon lights of the showground rides. Pop tunes and the nasally bellowing of the animals emanate across the landscape. I brought two cameras with me, my trusty Fujifilm X-T1 and a new baby to the collection, a fisheye, 35mm, a plasticky, cheap, fun little thing. I imagine what images I might capture on this little wonder. I do a lap of the grounds, taking in the sights and sounds. $2, 2 shots, come on mate, there's an easy $50 cash here on the line. A toothless carnival fella chirps through a tinny headset and a cheap speaker. The cha-cha, $10, you know you want to. Another spruiks a ride that was unpacked from the back of a truck. Safety is no doubt a priority as the ride rattles and shudders with each rotation. Food trucks sell overpriced heart attacks and diabetes, served in flimsy paper cups. Local teens walk along the uneven ground in a gangly, cool fashion, enjoying a night out at the show. Back at the sheep shed, the formalities are about to start. My daughter's task is to compare 4 sheep. These agricultural shows, there's something you need to know. It's all about food. It's all about what beast, what crop, what machine will produce the best yield, what will get the most at market, what's the best for feeding Australia. That is what it's all about. The food, the yield, the market. So our task, and that of perhaps 24 other under 15-year-olds, is to compare 4 selected sheep, judging them on the best sheep, on why they are the best sheep in the breed. A number is called with 3 other students. There's funny protocols in this business. Country formal is the flavour. Press button-down shirts and ties with clean boots are mandatory to be taken seriously. The sheep are observed, poked, prodded and compared. An order is jotted down on paper and handed to a chief judge. Tonight's sheep, Poll Dorsets, a meat sheep, hornless with short wool. The chief judge will observe the students, observing them and how they judge, and how they treat the sheep, how they draw their conclusions. It will be his job to nominate the select few students to present how they judge the sheep. From there, he will determine who the junior judge is for the show. My daughter was champion junior judge last year. Can she make it 2 for 2?
Before I pass comment on this class, the holders at U-Land, I'd like to thank Judge Miss Stewart and everyone else for the greatest step possible. My order is as follows: 2, 4, 3, 1. The youth that I've placed is outstanding, new and true to her breed, and she filled out her loin and had a straight top line and nice shoulder setting, which is what I was looking for. The youth that I've placed down in second place, filled out her loin quite nicely, although she didn't have the shoulder setting, nice shoulder setting that I was looking for, but I said to this class. The youth that I have placed in third, just didn't stand quite as nicely as I was looking for, and just didn't feel like her as well as me, and that's why she placed her in the stay.
The judging complete, the chief judge compiles his filing. He calls selected students. My daughter is one of them. And the winner! The show society has made lovely rosettes for the winner. The beam on my daughter's face, priceless. The evening, eventful, exciting. It would be a mistake to think the show was over. We head back to the 3-star, shower and quickly fall asleep, ready for another big day tomorrow. Alarms chime, kettle clicks, coffee poured. It's cold outside, rug up. The day breaks in similar oranges as the sun set just the night before. We're at the showground early. It's sausage and egg on bread for breakfast, the breakfast of champions. Another day judging, but I'd like to offer other observations on show life. This niche of society, this interesting subset focused solely on feeding the nation. My camera's in tow, fed, coffeed, ready to face the day. Before the gates opened, the show has already started. Dressage in the paddock, these horse people with their finely manicured horses. Riders in crisp white pants, and blue felt blazers and black helmets gracefully glide across the paddock, their horses almost flying over fences. Wood chopping, have you ever seen such a spectacle? Man, axe, wood, arms swinging, axe chipping, chips flying. Country men with country names wear white pants and simple singlets made mincemeat of the hardened wood in less time it takes to brew your morning coffee. Old cowboys in blue jeans and cowboy hats stroll through the grounds. Rolled up sleeves reveal skin-cancerous skin. Bowed out knees show a life of jumping over fences, jumping off horses, jumping out of trucks, jumping out of the way of the beasts of the field. These tough old men, and wives as tough as the men they love, with the softness that's hard to describe. Dressed to the nine for the show, pearls, brooches, dresses, heels. Cattle are always something to behold. The best cows from each breeder, washed, shampooed, dried. Lustrous coats of fur shimmer in the cool winter sun as white-coated stewards gently coax the large beasts, pulled by a rope attached to a thick nose ring. This is a beautiful bull from the Murphy farm, great meat coverage right through the carcass. I judge a dozen shows every year, and this is the best example I've seen, really true to the breed. This bull right here, this one's the money maker. The judge's voice echoes around the pen. The blue ribbon is placed over the beast. The proud farmer grins ear to ear. His cattle will get top prices at the auction this year. A compere with golden tonsils announces the day's proceedings in the main oval. There's poultry and produce as well as exhibitions in the main pavilion. He invites all to stay till the evening for the best fireworks Gatton has ever seen. The local council obviously having some extra dollars to swipe on the old taxpayer credit card this year. But we won't be here for that, for the sheep judging is done and it's time to pack up and head back to the city. Tired sheep grumble as they are led back onto the truck, aching for paddocks of green grass in the absence of people. I too feel similar, being peopled out for the weekend. The valley once again is bathed in golds and greens as we head eastward. My daughter chooses the first tunes of the trip, and I still can't get those infectious ABBA tunes out of my head. She falls asleep as soon as my dad tunes it on, my sleeping 13-year-old absolutely knackered from the busy 24 hours. This hobby, agricultural show team has given me a peek inside the most amazing world of farming. The love these men and women have for the land, their commitment to produce the best possible beast or produce is nothing less than perfectly inspiring. I find it a privilege to be shoulder to shoulder with these farmers who pour blood, sweat and tears into the land in times of bust and times of boon, in rains and in the droughts and everything in between. For me it's just photos of a show, an obvious highlight in many of these farmers' calendars. A highlight I hope to highlight, to give justice, to enjoy and celebrate with them. To our farming families, thank you.